Hey guys, welcome back to Hands On channel. Today we're taking a look at a Craftsman 6.75 lawnmower, and the complaint is it will not start. It's set all winter long, and they went to try to start the thing. It would not start. They pulled and pulled, no start. So I checked the fuel. I added a little fuel in there just to make sure there was plenty to get down into the carburetor, and I checked the spark. We're getting good spark, so I know it's a fuel situation. And the way that I figured that out is that I sprayed a little ether or starting fluid down the throat of the carburetor, and I could get it to run for short spurts. Just as long as there was ether in the carburetor, it would run. So that's telling me that there's something going on in the carburetor. I inspected the filter. Not the best, but not the worst. I don't think that's the source of our problem here. I think this is a fuel issue, so it's not getting through. And we can see here, hopefully you guys can see that. Right now it's in the choke position. So one of the most common things is on these carburetors, you can see right here, this is the bowl. And sometimes some sediment and junk can get built up inside of there. You have to remove the bowl and clean it out. As new as this lawnmower is, I'm thinking we're dealing with a stuck float situation. So before I do anything, I'm going to try to take the butt of a screwdriver here and just give that some taps like that. And I'm probably not going to be able to capture that. You want to whack it pretty good so that you're kind of jarring that float inside of there. It can get stuck on that little seat and needle in there, can get stuck. And so I'm going to try that a few times and give her a few pulls and see if that's the problem. I don't care if it runs all over the place. I'm just going to douche it down real good. That choke's already moving better. And the first time when I start it, it's going to run that out. It may die. So we'll see. I'm going to get it down on the ground where I can pull start this, and we'll see if we've made any improvements. Alright, I want to check one more obvious thing. I was looking around just to make sure there wasn't a fuel shutoff on this thing somewhere, and I didn't see one, but here's the fuel line, and you can see it has to go uphill a little ways to get there. But what I want to do, I've already pulled this out of the way. I want to take this loose and make sure I've got fuel flowing through here, through this little port right here, because there could be a screen in here, or this thing could just be clogged up. So I want to check that out. I'd kind of doubt it, but it'd be one of those things that would suck to take the carburetor off and then find out it was just a plugged up line right here or something. So okay, yeah, we've definitely got good fuel flow. That's no problem. See? So last thing to do is take this loose. Definitely got a fuel flow problem. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I can do it on this carburetor, is I'm going to take the bowl off the bottom. Now we should be able to pop this out of the way. Okay, there's some other weird thing going on here. Okay, that comes with it. And there's a vent here. So, okay, now that I can see that, there is a nut on that. There it is, it's a 1/2 inch. Make sure I'm loosening the right way. I think it's this way, yep. Okay. Break that bolt loose, some fuel's gonna spill out. And in fact, I may have to pinch that fuel line off. I'm going to get some, if you don't have them, you can just disconnect it and plug it. But I've got some pinch off pliers because this thing's flowing still. So I'm going to grab those. If you've never seen these before, they're pretty cool. They're like vice grips, but they're smooth right here, and they're designed for pinching off a line. You just basically loosen them up a little bit. You want to make sure not to cut the line with them. You want to just pinch it closed. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. That's a little too tight, I think, so I'm going to loosen it off till it feels about right. You can kind of feel it when it's pinched together. There we go. That feels good. So let's see if we stop the flow. I miss the old-timey lawnmowers. They didn't have all this plastic garbage all over them. You have to take off just to work on them. Carburetor was sitting right on top of the fuel tank. Now we're still going to lose a little because it's whatever's in the bowl that's coming out. That's okay. I used to work in the soda fountain installation business, and when I did that, we needed those pinch-off pliers on a regular to stop the flow while we worked on a line or a certain flavor. So we're going to pull that little nut out of there like that. I'm just going to drop it down in that gasoline that I spilled all over the place, and we're going to try to just pop this straight down. Oh, that went a lot harder than I wanted. I'm looking at the float needle over there. Okay. So I don't think it's that now that I'm looking at it. In fact, one way I can verify that is I could release this pinch off, so when I have the float pushed all the way up like that, the needle should be closed. It should not allow fuel to drip out, or not very much. And when I open it, it should allow fuel to flow. Okay, you see that? It's just dripping, but it's flowing. So we close it, and that stops it. So that's telling me the needle and seat is working. That part of the carburetor is working. But since we're not starting, I'm thinking that we must have a clogged port somewhere inside of here, or a clogged jet or something like that. So I'm going to have to go ahead and take this off and put it on the bench so that we can take a look at it, a closer look at what's going on. We may have to run some wires through the different ports just to clear those out. But basically we're going to take this loose. There's two of these. We're going to take these out. Looks like 7/16 to me, so I'll probably have to go get a 7/16 socket. And you're going to want to pay attention to how all these springs and mechanisms attach on here so that you get them back in the right order. Alright guys, as you can see, we've got the carburetor off. Going to need to go into the kitchen, and if you're married like myself, you're going to want to get one of your wife's glass bowls. These are really good for cleaning out carburetors. And the thing is man, she's got like, you know, dozens of these things. She won't even notice this one's gone. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this inside of here. You don't want to use plastic for this. That's why you got to get one of your wife's glass bowls, because plastic will just melt. So we're going to take this carburetor cleaner. I switched over to the Super Tech because this stuff's really cheap. And I am going to go ahead and actually I'm going to leave that on for now. I'm just going to soak the outside down really well. Alright, I went ahead and took that bowl off, and I was looking around in here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see up behind there, but there's a pocket right there of some really grimy looking stuff, so we're going to try to get that out. So we're going to get in there, spray in all of these holes, and we're going to run some wire. I happen to be a guitar picker, so I save my old strings anytime I change strings out. But you can get some different kinds of wire, you know, just try different, different sizes of wire. In desperation one time, I even took a bread tie and pulled the paper off of it and made that work to clean out a carburetor. So there's all sorts of ways, but these are nice because they're all different gauges, so you can find the right one for the right size and slide it in there and really clean it out well. So I'm gonna keep hosing this thing down. Okay, as you can see, we've got it all cleaned up and looking a lot better. I even got that spot up there pretty darn good, and I thought there might be a port in there, but there wasn't. It was just a spot where grime was collecting up inside of there. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So next up, what we're going to do, as you can see, hopefully, there's a seat down inside of there, or a jet, or a port, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes these can get clogged up. So I'm going to take the smallest string that I've got here, the smallest guitar string, and just go down through there. Start with that. Clean it out best you can. And repeat the process on everywhere I see an opening. I'm going to run this small guitar string through first. See if I can get it to go in any further, and I can't. And that's that. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to try to blow through this and see if there's flow coming out. So we know that one's flowing. Let's try this little tiny one. It's a little harder to do. One last thing I'm going to do is, before I put this back together, I'm going to take my air compressor and blow through each one of these and make sure I have flow, and I may combine that with a little bit of carb cleaner just to get in there in those small areas that I can't see. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take the, if you were suspect of the float sticking or the float not working, you could take this pin right here out and pop the float out fairly easily. But I don't think that's the problem at all, because I had fuel flow to the bowl. So it's not my needle here. It's got to be one of the ports that's stopping the fuel from getting in here into the jet. So I'm going to get my air compressor, blow it out, and I'm also going to blast it out with this a couple more times just to make sure that we got everything going. And I'm going to verify that when I blow through each one of these ports, that it's exiting somewhere else inside of the carburetor. So make sure we have no blockages. Pay attention to this little guy right here. It's got a hole right in the center and a couple of holes that go through the plug there all the way through, and I ran a guitar string down through those, and out of all of them, this was the one I think was clogged, and I don't know if that would actually stop the thing from running or not, but it might, because the way this works, that main jet in there goes down through that center section, and I'm assuming it travels through this piece right here. So I think this may have been our whole problem, and if I'd have known that for sure, I could have just pulled that off and cleaned it up. But you can see I cleaned it up on the wire brush a little, and I ran this guitar string down through it several times to clear it out. So now that's all that's left to do. I put a little light layer of grease around the O-ring there, so all that we've got left to do is line this up and try to do this one-handed. Put the O-ring seal back on here and start this in. Alright, we're ready to reinstall our bench reman carburetor here. As you can see, it looks a heck of a lot better. So we have to get this lined up. Weaved on there like that. This guy screws down into here. But before I do that, I have to line this shaft up here the proper way, like that. Okay, that's how that goes. Get our fuel clamp. Now at this point, we should be able to release this, and hopefully we didn't create any leaks. We'll find out real soon. I want to let this bowl fill up for a second before I take it down off the table here and try to start it and put the plastic thing back on. I want the bowl to kind of fill up a little bit just to make sure we're not leaking here at the bowl. Okay, make sure we still have enough fuel. Yep. I don't like this fuel cap on this thing. It's hokey. It's all this modern plastic stuff. Ugh. Irritating. So we're going to be looking right here for leaks around the bowl. We're going to also be looking right around here for leaks, but I don't see any. And I pulled it a few times, creating some vacuum to hopefully, you know, suck some fuel in there. So, okay, we got her all back together. There's only one thing left to do, and that's see if she's a runner. Let's see if she restarts. So guys, hopefully that helps you out. It was just a clogged port or a jet on one of these things, and I don't know which one it was. I kind of suspect it was that bottom one. Do some of this stuff yourself. It'll save you a lot of money. It's pretty rewarding. And this is actually my daughter's lawnmower, so I'm going to clean it up for her. And I noticed when I was mowing just then, it needs a blade sharpening, so I'm going to go ahead and try to sharpen the blade if that's possible, but we're not going to do that in this video. So until next time, guys, good luck on your work, happy wrenching, and we'll see you next time.